Realistic that he was ever going to make it out the projects, and he was right. What up, Shorty? Hey, niggas up mad early getting that paper, huh?
Yo, I got bagged, you son.
What happened?
Thursday, I got bagged.
What happened,
Fucking
son?
with this nigga on the fucking roof, man.
On the roof?
Yeah, man.
What you doing?
Shot this nigga, man. And I got still burning, man. Just getting hot. See? Just got whole shit down. You know what I'm saying? Got the bulletproof vest.
Yo, damn, man.
It's just hot.
Yo, man, don't let these niggas out here steer you wrong, man. Type nigga, you know. No hope for the future at all. To him, it just wasn't realistic that he was ever going to make it out the project.
You know, I think it's crazy when you see the dialogue of the kid that played Shorty on Belly and Nas who played Sincere. When you see their exchange, man, and so-called OG that's conscious, trying to make himself more knowledgeable about not being in a box, meaning outside of his settings and environments and what he's accustomed to, trying to spit game to a youngin' like Shorty, only for me to find an interview of the actual person that played Shorty, his name being Keith McNeil, I think. If I'm wrong, I'll have his name. Yeah, Eric Keith McNeil. And to see him on an interview giving basically a downward spiral, man. Like, it makes that movie much more appreciated. That scene more in depth, more deep, and definitely a background into a lot of my friends' lives, man. Things I had been around, you know, dabbled in a time or two or whatever. It just brought it all to full circle. Man, let's start the show.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the rental, Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice, they told me that less is simple.
I'm gonna play not the entire clip, just the most notable moments of this interview with Eric Keith McNeil, the gentleman who played Shorty when he was a child, and I'm gonna let him tell some of his story, man, and we'll be back with the commentary.
Just out in the street, walking around, trying to, you know, make a dollar, trying to get noticed, really. You know, I'm happy I saw you, because a lot of people don't know who I am. They walk right past me. I'm actually the kid from the movie Belly. My name is Eric Keith McNeil. I was known as Shorty, 1988, sitting on the bench with Nas. Right after that, I did Black and White with Allen Houston, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, and Mike Tyson. And then I got locked up in 1989. Literally from 1989 to 2019, I was incarcerated. And now I'm out, and I have no job, I'm homeless. And while in jail, I lost my mother, I lost my sister, I lost my grandmother and my grandfather. I went to all their funerals in prison. So when I came home, I didn't have a family to deliver it. So now I'm in the street. And I try to reach out to Hype Williams, to Nas, to certain people that I know in the industry, and it's hard, you know?
But you've been home since 2019?
Yeah, back on parole. I had 2 violations. I had a 2 to 4 violation for possession of weapon in the 3rd for a knife. I was on parole. They locked me up for 2 to 4. I went to Ulster. I came back out 2022. Got locked back up, and I just came out February of this year.
And how have you been living since February, since you've been home?
I've been in like 4 different shelters. They kicked me out, and I sleep on the train. I slept on the train last night. And I just stopped at the Dykeman stop and try to go in the store, steal some deodorants and sell them.
And are you worried about getting arrested again?
I think I live better in prison than I do in the street, honestly.
And what was the most serious charge that you were convicted on?
Attempted murder and robbery. My friend went up to a cop undercover, tried to rob him. He pulled his gun out and shot my friend. And I shot back at him. It made the news and everything. The helicopter landed on top of the building. I did belly in, and they bum rushed the house and locked me up. That was 2004.
What would you like people to do? Like you say, you're reaching out to people, but
I would like to tell my story. I want to talk to kids, and I want to tell them I was in belly because I didn't have parents. I was 12 years old, running around South Jamaica, Queens with a gun, smoking weed. And everybody like, yo, Shorty smoking weed, he ain't got parents. And that's when they swing hooked me up with Powerful, who knew Wu-Tang Clan, and they got me in belly. And then that made me a little worse because I didn't have parental guidance. So now I got hood status. Now I got a gun on me. Now I got money. I got access to stuff that a child shouldn't have access to only because of the movie. So it just made me more ruthless and dangerous, you know? And that's when I got arrested for shooting somebody in 1989 on Pharmacy 144. I shot somebody when I was 13. I went to Sparkle. Then I came out when I was about 15, 16, and that's when the thing happened with the cop. And then I just did all my 20s and half of my 30s in prison.
would you say that you're reformed?
I'm reformed. I am. Mentally, I'm a lot smarter. Because, you know, sometimes what you go through can make you or break you. It made me more than it broke me. Although I'm broken, it made me more than it broke me. You know, because I'm a lot smarter. I couldn't read when I was arrested.
Have you tried to get a job or go to any of these? What about some of these programs that help
I spoke to
men that are
Erica Ford.
reentry?
I spoke to Lance Furtado, the 100 Suits. I spoke to a lot of them.
I thought it was better coming from the horse's mouth, and as you hear, this man went through a lot. You know, some people are saying he should hit up Nas and, you know, other notable people that were a part of Belly. Number one, he already says he has been. I don't know to what length, you know. This is the example I wanted to touch on. Like, I work with the youth, right? Also, homeless task force, fatherhood engagement. It doesn't matter what I do. I can't put that on nobody else, right? To step up. Do I want them to? Of course, but I'm saying, talking to a lot of the internet, you know, people on there that were kind of tilting the narrative like Nas is somebody, a part of the movie, did this man dirty. I don't think it's their responsibility personally. You know, it was just that, a movie. Sometimes we got to stop looking at folks like they God, you know. You can't revere people so much to the point where they're your idols. Nah, bruh. You can't do that. It doesn't take anything away from Nas either. For all we know, Nas ain't know what happened to Buddy. Like he said, he's been locked up like 20 years. Homie did a 20-year bid, you know, here and there or whatever. But one thing I can touch upon is what is contributing to him having such a hard time is them charges he got. Let's not play foolish and pretend having a attempted murder charge, assault charge, and one of that being against a cop too, bro. Like, that plays a part in it, man. While I do feel bad for homie, I really do. Sometimes life can set you up so foul, yo. Honestly, I do want to use his story as a necessary caution to a lot of the youngins that, you know, when you live by the sword, man, you can die by the sword or be buried in that belly of the beast, man, behind them walls, man. So his story, while we can have empathy, hey, you can use it up as an example too, man. Like, we've been doing this for eons, and sometimes it seems like the point is always missed until you see they get older, like Eric is now. And he got this story that I think can be very impactful, man. It's a fair warning. It's a fair warning, yo. It was a classic. And I guess being a young pup, like I was when this movie came out in 98, I just automatically thought if you were in it, you're good. But apparently not, man. What are your thoughts on all of this stuff, man? What is the questions you probably have about this? Let me meet y'all in the comment section. And I would like to know y'all thoughts on it as well. This was Gravitating Away on We Need a Reset TV. Real quick, man, Spike Lee this joint. Like, comment, share, man. I'ma holla.